Hi, I'm Laura Jung from Tame the Crazy. And today I just wanted to chat with you guys about how to cultivate gratefulness in the hearts of our children. As we come into the holiday season, there's so many gifts, there's so many parties, so many events, and it can be hard to encourage gratefulness and hard to find actual ways that will grow it. Because gratefulness is a whole lot more than just saying thank you whenever we're given a gift or we're told, you look nice, or oh, did your mom do your hair? You're so pretty today, or I love your dress. Gratefulness is so much more than just saying thank you. Even though thank you is a huge part of expressing our gratefulness, there's the heart attitude of gratefulness. There's, having habits that are grateful habits. And my mom was very, very good at growing gratefulness in all of her children. So much so that there are many things that she taught us that I have just automatically brought over to my own kids because they're so powerful. Some of them are very small changes or just very little tweaks, and yet they really change how, as kids, viewed people's time and effort and money, or viewed our gifts, whether we liked them or not, how we viewed meals that were cooked for us, whether we liked them or not. It all goes back to having that heart of gratefulness. Let's see here. Here we go. So gratefulness is the key to contentment and joy. One pastor was sharing what he does when he feels, discontent or he has no joy. He said he would go outside and he would just start listing things that he was grateful for. Thankful for the sky. Thankful for the grass I'm walking on. Thankful for that cow over there. Thankful that I'm still alive. And he said the more you list, your heart starts to change, and the more grateful you are, and the more you can think of that you're grateful for. So I've done that exercise a few times, and it really is amazing how starting to find things you're thankful for, or choosing to say I'm thankful for whatever's in front of you, really does change how you view life and change your heart, and you will have more contentment and you will have more joy. So one of the easiest ways to express gratefulness is to write a thank you note. When you get a gift, write a thank you note. When someone has you over for dinner, write a thank you note. Thank you notes are they're easy, but they can also be a little tricky. So when we were kids, my mom gave us a template that we could use to write thank you notes, because we wrote thank you notes for everything. We wrote them when we got a gift. We wrote them when we got a card. We wrote them when we went to someone's house. We wrote them, if someone brought us a meal, we would write thank you notes. And when you're little, it starts as, you draw the picture and I'll write, "Dear Grandma and Grandpa, thank you for my present. I love you." It's simple. It really is. But as they get older and they can write, sometimes you just don't know what to say. Or you're like, well, I can write thank you for my gift. That's really generic. So my mom crafted a way that I've used for years and years and years, and I really used it on my wedding thank you notes for sure, to have a very simple template that walks you through what to say and how to say it. So it was really simple. It'd be like, "Dear Grandma, thank you so much for the whatever they gave you, the money, the gift, the toy you gave me for my birthday or for Christmas or last week." And then you share what you appreciate about it. I really appreciate it, and I will enjoy, playing with it, or I will use it to buy some fun stickers, or if it's a game, all my brothers and sisters and I will have so much fun playing this. It shows that you put some thought into it and that you appreciate their thought to you. And then you say, "Thank you for thinking of me. Love, Laura." Love your name. So it's a very simple template, and I'll have that for you in the handout that goes with this talk, because sometimes you just need something to trigger your thinking. It's really important to appreciate the person, to appreciate their time, and to appreciate their money and their resources that went into whatever they've done for you or given for you. That was always emphasized around meal times. I emphasize it with my kids too. I don't want to eat that. I spent time cooking that for you. I love you, so I made you dinner. And that food costs money. It doesn't mean they have to like it. It doesn't mean they have to eat much. Just one bite, and then you say, thank you, but I don't want any more. Can't go, yuck, that's gross, I'm done. You need to have a grateful heart and say, thank you for making dinner. I don't really want any more of that. And as the mom, it's my job to say, you're welcome. Thank you for trying it. So here's some ideas for growing grateful hearts. They're all ideas that either my mom has used with us and or I've used with my own kids. One of the funnest things that my parents ever did was to open our Christmas presents all throughout the month of December. And also our birthdays, we do like throughout the week of our birthday. So that took a lot of pressure off the grandparents. If they didn't get mailed the right day and didn't get there by the day, it really wasn't a big deal to us. And it still isn't to me. And with my own kids, we do this. We do it all through December. It's like, can we really open a gift today? Sure, let's do it. And we like to separate it by like, okay, these are the gifts from, mom's parents. These are the gifts from dad's parents. These are from this uncle, from that aunt and uncle set, whoever it is. And then after you open up the gifts from that family group, say all from your mom's side of the family, mom's parents, then you take a couple days off from gifts. That gives you time to enjoy the gift and to write a thank you card. And it really helps reduce the overwhelm of Christmas morning, a million packages and paper, and just so much overwhelm. And as a kid, I never had that Christmas morning where it was just a free-for-all. You come downstairs, see what's under the tree, and you just open presents. We never had that. Partly because of this method where we open them throughout the month, but also that just wasn't how my parents did it. Now, we always save something for Christmas Day because, of course, you want presents on Christmas. So I never really fully understood the idea of the overwhelm for the kids. And then with my own son, he was on his 4th birthday. He turned 4 and we had some friends over, just 2 families, but it was a lot of people between our family and both of them. We ended up having 12 people packed in our teeny tiny living room, which has a couch, and then the open space of the floor is like the size of a double bed. So we had everybody packed in there. And so he had friends and kids and adults he loved all around him. They're all talking at once, videoing pictures. And he got a couple presents, about 3 or 4 presents. And they weren't crazy exotic things. It was like a cardboard sword, and somebody made him a cardboard shield, and somebody else got him like a little car. It wasn't big stuff. It wasn't, like light up or robots or crazy things that you think of as overstimulating. They were all very fun, but semi-neutral toys on the stimulating spectrum for him. And then everyone left. They were all excited. They go home, and I'm sitting there rocking my son in the rocking chair before he goes to sleep. And this is only 20 minutes after opening his presents, okay? It was like the last thing for the birthday party. So 20 minutes after opening his presents, I'm rocking him, and he sits there for a minute, and all of a sudden he goes, Mom, what did I get for my birthday? And my first thought is, dude, how'd you forget so soon? It was just 20 minutes ago. What are you talking about? Well, it was so much to process. It was like it all happened to him, but none of it sunk in. It was very strange. It took, until the next day when he was just like, oh, cool, where'd this come from? That was your present yesterday. You opened it. You played with it. There's pictures of you with it. But it didn't sink in for him. It was just too much. He couldn't handle it. And it was just amazing to me to watch that because the rest of his gifts we'd always done spaced out. So I was very surprised to watch how quickly he was overwhelmed and how little it really took to overwhelm him. That just floored me. So anyway, that's one of the fun things about separating out your gifts. And then it's more fun throughout the whole month. There's something to look forward to. You can have presents most any day Mom agrees to. Another fun thing we do at Christmas and at birthdays, but especially for Christmas, is we will draw names to give to each other as gifts. Now, as we were growing up, we would try and draw names, and there were 8 of us kids, so it was really hard to keep a surprise as who had who, as people are like nosing around. What do you think Anna might want? Boy, I wonder why. Do you have her? But we would draw names, we'd keep it a surprise, and we didn't have any money. We were kids. We didn't have money. So we came up with a lot of creative ideas with a lot of Mom's prompting. she would have us make homemade gifts. We could make them a card. We could make them, objects that they might really enjoy. I still remember several Christmases, my mom took us all to the thrift store, and we each only had like $3 or $5 or $1. We didn't have much money, but we brought our money in like little Ziploc bags or little envelopes. And there was this big don't ask any questions rule. Okay, you see someone put something in the cart, do not say anything. Maybe you figured out who it's for. No comments and no questions. We are all together. We have no choice. We're doing all our Christmas shopping together. You do not comment on anything anyone bought. You do not ask any questions about anything anyone bought. And that's that. And so that's what we did. And there was multiple years that happened. We would find little things. You can find a book for $1. A book is a great Christmas gift. You can find a little basket or pictures or anything. Thrift stores are such a treasure trove. You could find literally anything. You can make cookies for your sibling. That's great. Who doesn't want their own cookies? Or one year, one of my brothers got super creative and he bought a ginormous bag of chocolate chips. We had like an Amish store near us, and he got like 3 pounds of chocolate chips, and he divided them up into Ziploc bags for everybody, and everyone just got like their own little baggie of chocolate chips. That was such a hit. That was a huge hit. We all loved it. It's one of the best gifts ever because we really didn't get candy growing up, and it was just such a cool gift. You had your own one. When I was home for college, I had no money. And so for Christmas, I wrote everyone chore coupons. And it's like I had no money, but I did have a little bit of time. So I gave them out and I said, okay, I'll clean your bathroom for you. You pick the week. And I think 4 of them I gave them, I'll clean your bathroom for you. I said, don't you dare all redeem these the same like 2 weeks. But, I'll be happy to do that for you. Someone else, they had to vacuum all the floors upstairs, and I wrote them a coupon. I'll vacuum the floors for you, 2 times. And those were amazing. People, they were all redeemed, and they were all very gracious in how they redeemed them. They didn't all decide to all redeem at once where I had to clean the whole house. But that was such a blessing to me and to them. I was able to love them and give to them, but I didn't have to, do it all. Let's see here. Another thought for growing a grateful heart is that you need to care for what's in your home. That's one thing I drill in with my kids is this belongs. They like to stand in my rocking chair, and I'm always saying, that is my chair. You don't stand in my chair. Get down. And they know, oh, it's mom's chair. Yes, it is. Because it has value to me, and it doesn't belong to you. And just because it's not yours doesn't mean you can do whatever you want to it. You need to care for it. It's not yours. And just about everything in the home doesn't belong to the kids. They also need to learn that it has value. We paid for that table. Do not bang your fork on it. Oh, okay. It's not yours. It has value. And we need to appreciate what we have. If you destroy that, we won't have that anymore. We need to take care of it. That's how we care for things. And teaching them some things do hold greater value than others, like our Bibles. We definitely don't stand on our Bibles. We sure don't stand on our books, but Bibles have a higher care that we give to them. Or, we take very good care of our stuff. We don't swing around our book bag, but you sure don't swing around your instrument in its case. Things like that. And, heirlooms or a special vase, whatever is in your home, you can add special importance to that. We really care for this. This is extra special because we appreciate it. We care for it. The final idea I have is learn to work. Teach those kids the joy of work and make sure everyone has chores. When you have chores, it's a buy-in to the home and the family. It's like having skin in the game. If you never have to work for your home, what does it matter? So the laundry's done. Big whoop. I just got to play video games all day. It doesn't matter that mom's busy working. Well, you don't want that attitude for sure. So everyone has chores. With my 4-year-old, he's 4.5 now, we're trying to teach him, different chores around the home. So he was making a mess with some chips he was eating, got some crumbs on the floor, and I pointed it out. I said, you need to sweep that up. He got his little dustpan and broom, and he swept it right up. And I said, oh, thank you. You're doing a great job sweeping that up. I really appreciate how you're helping. You're doing a good job. And he looked at me, he's like, you're doing a good job too, Mom. You're good at sweeping too. And I think he understood the challenge of sweeping. He's done it. He knows how hard it is. So he could really appreciate when I sweep. He even tells his little brother, he's like, don't step in mom's pile. It's work to sweep that. We don't step in the pile. Then she'll have to do it again. I'm like, yeah, you know the pain of having to do it again when your brother steps in it. So you value other people's work around the home. And the other challenge we've had with him is the attitude to work. The other day I was going to make breakfast and I asked him to empty the silverware from our dish drainer. So I had it sitting right there next to the drawer and I said, please put away the silver. And he goes, I don't want to. I don't want to work. I just want to sit here and I want to do nothing. And I said, okay. Well, I don't want to make breakfast and I just want to sit here and I just want to do nothing. And about 10 seconds later, he goes, I guess maybe we can both do our chores. What do you know? I think that's a great solution. Let's go both do our chores. I'll get right on breakfast if you get right on the silverware. And he did. He got right on the silverware and he changed his heart and he was cheerful. The other value of learning to work in chores, it gives you gratefulness for money and appreciation for money. You learn to connect that money equals time and effort. Money isn't just, paper and coins. It's a symbol of our time and our energy and our effort. Growing up, we would get 50 cents for every giant, black bag of leaves we would rake up. We're talking yard bags, not little bags. And that was from the time we were small. We could get 50 cents for every bag of leaves. And that price never changed throughout our whole lives. And to this day, we jokingly are like, now how many bags of leaves is that? Are you sure you want to buy that? We were even joking about something the other day that was thousands of dollars. And my mom jokingly said, so how many bags of leaves is that? And I'm like, I think that's about 72,000 bags of leaves. But it gave value. So, you rake and you help clean up the yard and then you go to the store and you see something that's $2 and you're like, man, that little rinky-dinky toy is 4 bags of leaves? That is not worth 4 bags of leaves and my sweat and work. And my mom would just be like, it's up to you. It's your money. You can do what you want. But we'd earned that money. So we're like, no, I'm not paying 4 bags of leaves for that. And it really taught us value. We learned to value, money equals work. So those are my ideas for cultivating gratefulness. I would love for you guys to share your own ideas on what you've used in your homes or what other people have taught you about gratefulness and how to show it, how to build it, how to grow that love for others and appreciation in your own heart. Drop those answers below. And I have made a freebie just for you guys for these busy holiday seasons. I get really tired of cooking. Sometimes there's a lot of cooking to do. You come into big family meals. Yeah, let's let your kitchen do the work for you. Learn to maximize your kitchen and just allow yourself to have some rest this holiday season. Picking some nice to just make your kitchen cook for you. Put some dinner in the crock pot or the Instant Pot. And let's see, what did I write? Oh, yes. Give yourself the chance to be more present with your kids. Holidays are busy. They're tiring. So come learn with me. I have a lot of tips to share with you. I would love to let you know how I make my kitchen work for me because I like to cook, but I don't like to cook that much. So I would love to connect with you. I am on Facebook and Instagram as Tame the Crazy everywhere. And I also have a blog at tamethecrazy.com. I would love for you to come over and drop a line. Tell me that you met me through this summit. I would love to connect and hear more about you. And we all live the same crazy lives, just in different houses. So I'd love to figure out how to just reach out and connect with you guys. So thank you so much for coming. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy the summit.